So this is kind of like my part two to it, and this is when it comes to politics. I absolutely cannot stand when somebody posts something on Facebook, Twitter, or whatever social media you're on, and they're like, um, oh, George W. Bush was a much better president than Barack Obama. And I or someone else that has the same views as me would be like, well, I disagree with you, but I respect your opinion. And then the person rambles on. If somebody respects your opinion, you should be grateful that somebody respects your opinion. Like, you don't need to, attack them for liking Barack Obama and not George W. Bush, It's stupid, And there are people out there who are, whenever somebody's like, okay, I respect your opinion, they ramble on. And they just ramble and random on, and then it becomes drama. Guys, you're like, how old? Act like it. My gosh, don't get 8-year-olds involved with politics yet. Wait till they're 16. Wait till they're in high school. Then get them into politics. But children that are 8 years old need to be playing outside, not focusing on the political debate and the electoral college and all that. My gosh, people, grow up! People just really need to grow up. I mean, really grow up and stop acting like they're in middle school all over again. Like, seriously? Seriously? I mean, really? It's like saying that whenever somebody says rubber bands are better than paper clips, and the paperclip side's like, okay, well, I strongly disagree with you. But I respect your opinion. That's all you have to say. You don't need to be like, oh no, paperclips are better than rubber bands. Oh no, rubber bands are better than paperclips. Oh no, you're both wrong. Staples are better than rubber bands and paperclips. What the? Seriously? Seriously, you're really gonna debate rubber bands over paper clips? My gosh, you're gonna, debate the Democrats are better than Republicans or Republicans are better than Democrats? Like, seriously? Gosh. People need to use common sense, okay? You have the right to freedom of speech and the right to debate, but there's no need to continue rambling on and end up being in a huge fight, and then somebody ending up blocking somebody on Facebook because they have a different opinion. I'm not gonna do that unless you, say something really stupid like, I'm gonna block you because you have a different view than me. I can't stand that either. Okay, so when I was on Facebook, I posted something supporting gay marriage, and one of my friends wanted me to delete it, and I said, no, I'm not going to delete it because this is what I believe in. And they were like, take this down now, or I'm going to report it on Facebook. And I'm like, no, this is something that I believe in. If you don't want to see it, okay, if you don't want to see it, then don't comment. Don't even comment that you don't want to see it. No need to report me for posting something so-called inappropriate. Based off of my belief, you don't need to get so angry about it and threaten to report me to Facebook and have me, kicked off of Facebook, or no need to even block me on Facebook if you don't agree with me. I mean, it's so stupid that some people will even block people because they have a different opinion. I thought this country was, freedom to think for yourself. Apparently not! Seriously, people, do you really need to take it to the extreme where it comes to blocking people? Because I've known I know I have been blocked many, many times because I posted stuff that was in favor of gay marriage or being pro-choice or even just a little or something just really, really stupid that has nothing to do with politics at all. And I just said something really, really funny and it was stupid at the same time, and somebody was like, I'm offended by this. You're offended by me saying that debates are so stupid. It's like that, well, not debates, that debates over small things are so stupid. Let's debate apples and bananas. You know, and I did have somebody actually block me once back when I was on MySpace. Back when MySpace was cool, I was like, why are people fighting over the stupidest stuff? And I'm like, hey guys, which is better, apples or bananas? And somebody blocked me because I said, which is better, apples or bananas? Really? Really? You can't take a joke. My gosh, apples and bananas is not offensive, people. Now, if I was to say something really racist or something really, really ignorant, then I could see you blocking me, you know. But apples and bananas? Really? Really, people? You're gonna block me because I mentioned something about apples and bananas. My gosh. Seriously? Oh my god. My gosh, I see so many people on Facebook, like, not even on my friends list, but have their profiles public, and they're like, for the whole world to see, and they're like, they type something like, all Muslims are terrorists or something, and I'm like, no, they're not, and then people get so offended that I say that, and they start blocking me on Facebook because I'm standing up for Muslims. Okay, you don't want to hear my opinion, so you're gonna block me because I have my own opinion. That is so stupid. You know, and I'm like, you know, there's a difference between freedom of speech and slander. Actually, there's a difference between an opinion and slander. Because some countries don't have freedom of speech. So there's a difference between opinion and slander. And when you say something like, all Muslims are terrorists, that's slander. Because not all Muslims are terrorists. Actually, I have many Muslim friends that are not terrorists. You know? And then, you know, this whole Duck Dynasty guy, people are like, oh, you have the right to freedom of speech, blah, blah, blah. But yet, if someone was to say something about, but yet, if somebody was to say something about, example, Sarah Palin, and they'll be like, take him off the air, take him. Okay. Here's another example. Music. Music-wise, the Dixie Chicks were very against George W. Bush. They spoke out against George W. Bush, and the American people wanted them in prison. Wanted them to go to jail and called them unpatriotic because they spoke out against George W. Bush. And they just said he was an idiot or something like that. They never threatened his life. Ted Nugent, on the other hand, in a way, made a threat against Barack Obama. They call him patriotic. You know? This is how messed up society is. In general. Whether you're from the United States, Germany, or wherever. When one person gives their opinion, you flip out on the other, but yet you praise the other person's opinion. Like with me, I agree with A&E because, if you were to say something like that in the workplace, and the Constitution actually protects you from being arrested, not fired. Yes, you have the right to freedom of speech. Yes, you have the right to your own opinion. But you signed a contract. And when you're in a professional workplace, you are not to use slurs. And there is a difference between, again, freedom of speech and slander. And some of the things that this guy said were slanderous. Saying that gays are ungodly and hate God. There are actually many gay people who believe in God and love God and accept Jesus as their Lord and Savior. There are some gays that don't. But for somebody to say, oh, that's a little bit slanderous, in my opinion. That's just my opinion, okay? It doesn't have to be your opinion, just letting you all know that. But what I'm saying is, it's so stupid that people, flip out over the littlest things. And they're like, oh, he gave his opinion, but yet they're not letting another person give their opinion. That's all I have to say.